Good afternoon, everybody. This is the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces video for the 28th of August 26. I've got loads of notes here. So this is not an ordinary full moon. This is the moon of surrender, healing, intuition and release. So it's a big energy. So a full moon already represents culmination, illumination and emotional revelation. But the lunar eclipse always intensifies those themes and the energy. So it's bringing something that has been developing beneath the surface into your clarity, into the light, if you like. And also is closing down the eclipse doorway after the eclipse new moon earlier in the month. And it's in the sign of Pisces, which is the opposite sign to Virgo. So it's quite a big one for me because I'm a Virgo. So it's the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces. And it's associated with compassion, intuition, dreams, spirituality, surrendering, endings and the dissolution of old emotional patterns. So anything that you've been holding on to from the past is a great time to release that. Any addictions, any habits, any behaviors, anything you wanted to change is another opportunity here for you as well. You have that opportunity of showing compassion for another, so doing your judgment work, which is what we've been doing in the membership this month, and we're carrying on into September. So if you want to be a part of that, message me and I'll give you the link. So the opposite Pisces is Virgo, as I just said, bringing the themes of order, responsibility, routines, discernment and practical reality. So the central question becomes, what am I ready to surrender so that I can create space for what my soul is calling in towards me? So it's that manifestation energy again. I have to surrender to the outcome. I can't keep pushing. I can't keep wanting it now. It's divine timing, but it's all the job that we have to do is to hold the vibration of what we want. So focusing on what we want, not what we don't want. So health and vitality is for me at the moment. So this is a very much a release rather than a forcing moon. So we're letting go of anything that may have interfered with what we want to achieve here. So looking at your health, what it is that you may be doing that's affecting that, and letting that go and releasing it. It could be emotional, it could be physical. So the high vibrations of this eclipse, and I'm going to go through them, is a deep emotional release. So there will be tears, I would imagine, coming up now, or there will be, because Pisces allows emotions that have been held beneath the surface to finally move through the body, to just move from the mind as well, the energy of the chakras, the aura even, you know, all of it. It's a big deep dive, right? So you, with this full moon, and we're under the energy already, I'm recording this on the 25th, which is Tuesday. You may find yourself become aware of old grief. I've had that come up, definitely. Emotional attachments. So where you're holding on to someone or something, or those old emotions that you had and feelings you had for somebody that you're holding on to. Unresolved relationships where you haven't had closure are coming to an end. Patterns you've outgrown. So things that you've outgrown. This can be things that you've done to prop up your emotional state. Maybe food, could be cigarettes, could be drink, whatever it is for you. Fears you've carried for a long time are coming up. So what is it? Is those, what are they even, those fears? And situations you've been trying to control. Don't do that. Let it go. Just focus on what you can control and let everybody else get on with their own stuff, because that's the only way they're going to learn. You're not going to be able to fix them, save them. You can guide them. You can walk beside the shore, but you don't jump in the lake. This work doesn't mean something is necessarily going wrong for you. It's just old deep wounds that are coming up, and sometimes the tears are simply the body's way of saying, I'm ready to let this go now. Okay, I'm ready to do it. I've had some tears. So number 2 is heightened intuition. So Pisces is deeply connected to their intuition and spiritual realm. So you may be experiencing, you might not have all of this, synchronicities, things happening. I keep seeing 11:11 everywhere I go. Every time I look at the clock, or I looked at the cooker, it was 11:11. Yeah. So 11:11 is Metatron number, but it also means that you're on the right track. You're on the right path. Stronger gut feelings will be had, sudden intuitive knowings, meaningful coincidences, you know, like the 11:11 in my case. Heightened sensitivity to people and environments. People might be just annoying you, or the environment that you go in, you can feel the energy of that. So rather than trying to logically analyze every message that you're given or seen, create some quiet space and notice what keeps returning. Because what keeps returning and keeps being shown to you is spirit communicating. So for me, it's like I'm trying to fix my gut, and it's like I keep seeing 11:11. It's like you're on the right track. You're on the right track. So your intuition often whispers before your mind understands what's happening, okay? So go with those gut instincts this full moon. So surrender and trust. These two are not the most easiest ones to do. So this may be one of the biggest lessons of this eclipse. Virgo likes to organise. We like to be organised. We like everything to be so. And we like to fix, and we like to understand everything so that we internalize everything, which is probably why I've got a bad gut. You know, it's like we have to like know the reason. We have to play it out in our minds to make sense of it. So it's not necessarily to fix another, but it's to fix the internalization within a Virgo's mind and body. Pisces, on the other hand, which is our opposite sign, is you don't have to have all the answers yet. And that's really important to remember, is we don't see the bigger whole picture. We are only shown what we're meant to see at this time. So we need to remember that and stay in the now. And I need to listen to my own advice. But, you know, it's like we can't see the whole picture, and we're not meant to. Okay, so focus on the bit that you're being given at the moment, i.e. for me, go to the doctors, get the test done, which I've done. So, you know, it's all, that's where we're at. That's just an example. It can be something, you know, much worse or much less than that. This is a beautiful time to release the need to control exactly how something unfolds. That's a big one. Okay, just let it unfold, because it's meant to unfold how it's meant to unfold. Yeah. So you can still have intentions, you can still set intentions and put it out into the universe. You can still take action, because nothing changes unless you take some action. But you don't have to force the outcome, okay? Let it come in when it's ready to come in. Your job is to be mindful of what you're being shown. So what's popping up on your news feeds, what's, but be mindful of what you've been searching as well. But, you know what I'm trying to say. Numbers, words, songs, they're all messages. Feathers. This is also a time for spiritual renewal. So this eclipse can be a wonderful time for reconnecting with your spiritual practice. So if you've been a bit out of sorts or not been on it, as I say, then go back to your spiritual practice. Do your breath work, do your meditation, listen to your hypnosis recordings, do your prayers, do your energy healing on yourself, put your hands on yourself, pull a card for yourself, do some sound healing, do some chanting, go and sit by water and sit in nature. Be creative. Because Pisces reminds us that spirituality doesn't always need to be complicated. It could be the simplest things. And sometimes sitting quietly and listening to your heart is enough. Okay, it doesn't have to be this great big long list of things that you've got to do. Just choose one and do it consistently. Journaling. So the vibrations and what to look out for under this full moon is escapism. So if you find Pisces can sometimes struggle with reality when emotions become overwhelming. So watch out where you're procrastinating, where you're avoiding something, where you've got excess scrolling ability because you're trying to deflect, or just fill your time with nonsense. That's what I'm hearing. Any emotional eating, I've done that a couple of times, not massively, but I have done it. Withdrawing completely, wanting to be on your own, don't want to talk to anyone. I've had moments of that. And the reason I'm sharing these bits about what I'm going through and what I'm doing is so that you understand that I'm walking the path with you. I'm not sitting here telling you do this, do that. I'm actually doing the work. And I'm just sharing that, hoping that somebody that's listening will go, I get it. She knows what she's talking about. She understands me. That's why. Using fantasy to avoid difficult truths. The invitation isn't to escape your emotions. It's to feel them without allowing them to consume you. So it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be frightened. But don't let it consume you. Feel those emotions, let them go through you. Use your tools, which I'm going to get onto in a minute. Look out for any weak boundaries at the moment, because people are going to push your buttons and they're going to try and get you to do things that you might not particularly want to do because it's going to make them feel better. So this is a particularly important theme to watch out for. Pisces tend to be naturally compassionate and empathic, but sometimes compassion becomes over identification. Okay, so you might find that you're absorbing people's emotions, you're taking that on for them, you're rescuing people, you're trying to fix things for them, you're taking responsibility for someone else's well-being, and saying yes when you just don't. You just want to say no, and that's okay. You're confusing maybe empathy with obligation as well. So a question to ask yourself when you feel this might be slightly out of balance is this actually mine to carry, or is this someone else's? That one question could be incredibly powerful around this eclipse time. Okay? I'm not saying don't help other people. What I'm saying is look out for when you're doing too much, you're over giving, or you're going, I'll do that for you, or I'll take that to dry cleaners, or I'll do, it doesn't have to be big things. But before you know it, you're overwhelmed and they're sitting at home with a cup of tea. Yeah. So look out for confusion and emotional fog, because Pisces is fluid. It flows and things may not feel completely clear. So avoid making any major decisions simply because you're feeling emotionally activated. So I'd wait another good week and a half. Pause, feel the emotions, ground yourself in nature, and then make the decision. Clarity often arrives after the emotional wave has passed. So let's get through this full moon on Friday and let's let it settle for another week. So I'm not here next week. I'm away, but I don't know where I'm going because Kev's booked a surprise for my birthday next Tuesday, but I'm going away. So no, your birthday's on Wednesday, Michelle. I don't really want a birthday this year. Getting too close to another big one. But we're going away. So I'm, just leave all of those decisions till after next week, because we're still under that full moon energy. So perfectionism, very much a Virgo trait. So this is where the opposite Virgo opposition becomes important. So you may feel torn with the Pisces and Virgo energy here. I need to get everything sorted. That's me at the moment. And I just need to surrender is what I need to do, which is what I've realised this afternoon, actually, before even doing this. The answer isn't either or. The higher expression is. So do what you can, release what you cannot control. That is so key. Not just under this full moon, but for every day. When something is bothering you, worrying you, it's like, can I control the outcome? And if the answer's no, let it go. It's the old Frozen song, let it go, let it go. So Virgo accesses Pisces axis. So Virgo is very logical and they like order, and Pisces is intuition and flow. So under this full moon, what seems to have felt stuck will start to flow again, okay? Virgo is very much about doing, control, practicalities, analysis, perfection, routine. And Pisces is very much being, surrender, spirituality, trust, acceptance, and inspiration. So the lesson isn't to abandon Virgo and become completely Pisces. It's about bringing the two together. So look out for those key things. Wind this back and listen to that again. So the lesson isn't to abandon Virgo, remember, and become completely Pisces. It's about bringing those two energies together. So ground your spirituality, spiritualize your everyday life, and let intuition guide you into action. Because remember, nothing changes unless you make a change. So what the eclipse side of things may bring up for you, or may bring to the surface for you to look at, because it's there for you to heal, is what am I holding? These are journal prompts, actually, or things to think about. What am I holding on to because I'm afraid to let go? That's a big one. Where am I overthinking something my intuition already understands? That is interesting as well. Whose emotions are you carrying? Are they yours or are they someone else's? And where do I need stronger boundaries? Where do I need to say no? What chapter of my life is naturally coming to an end? And what am I trying to control that needs to be surrendered? Where you can't control something, surrender to it. Where have I lost touch with my imagination and spirituality? And what does my soul actually need right now? So to navigate this eclipse positively, don't force manifestation. Number one, let it flow, surrender. This is one of those times where I would focus on release work over manifestation work. So what is it that you need to let go of? Because until you let go of something, clear out a space, chuck out stuff, let go of the emotions, do that journaling work, you're not making space for anything else to come in. Okay? So instead of saying, I must make this happen, try saying, I am willing to release anything that no longer is serving me, that is out of alignment with my highest good. Then allow life to show you what comes next. Remember, pause, reflect, flow, trust, surrender. So to ground your energy from now until, I would say, probably 5th, 6th, 7th of September, Pisces can feel wonderfully expansive, but also a little bit floaty. So we need to ground, okay? So balance spiritual work with very physical activities. So go for that walk, do the gardening, do the cooking, clean your space, stretch, spend time in nature, have a nourishing meal that's good for you, and get enough sleep, have an early night. The more grounded your body feels, the easier it can be to distinguish intuition from emotional overwhelm. Protect your energy this time as well. If you're particularly sensitive, keep your environment calm around the eclipse. So don't go having those really difficult conversations. Wait until later on in September. So also you might just want to reduce your social media scrolling. Spend less time around draining people that you know are going to hook into your energy. Take a salt bath, use gentle energetic cleansing, and spend time alone. Limit unnecessary stimulation. And remember, You don't have to attend every emotional drama you're invited to. You can say no thank you. Some crystals that you might like to work with are amethyst, which is going to help with your spiritual connection. It's going to help with your meditation practice, your intuition, emotional calm, and your dream work. So it's a beautiful crystal to work with the eclipse full moon. Moonstone goes without saying. It helps with your emotional awareness, your intuition, your lunar connection, your feminine energy, and calling Archangel Gabriel as well. It helps us to navigate transitions as well. Labradorite, wonderful when you're moving through a period of transformation and change. It helps your energetic protection, intuition, spiritual awakening, and embracing change, because change happens. It happens to all of us. We don't like it, but it happens, and it happens much easier when we flow. Aquamarine, especially lovely for emotional cleansing. So it will bring calm, it will bring emotional flow, communication will be easier. It helps you release all the fear as well, and it helps you to speak your truth. Smoky quartz, this is the one I'd add especially for any grounding that you need. It can be beautifully counterbalanced to the Piscean, floaty, watery element of that energy. So if you're feeling overloaded or energetically scattered, then bring in that crystal. Some flower essences, because you all know I love a flower essence. The Bach Remedy Star of Bethlehem is a beautiful essence for emotional healing. It's great for shock. It's great for grief. It's great for those wobbles, and difficult experiences. It's really supportive if you're working on an old emotional wound or some old emotions are surfacing. You might have had a dream about someone from the past that sort of rocked you a bit or unsettled you. Use Star of Bethlehem. Walnut is another one, very protective walnut. It's one of my favourites. That again is excellent for transitioning from one state to another. It helps us maintain our sense of worth, moving through change and releasing old influences. So yeah, aspen is another great Bach remedy for vague fears, uncertainty and apprehension about the unknown. So if you're worrying about something that you can't change, then Bach aspen is your essence. It's really good when you can feel that change coming but don't yet know what it means. So it's like, this is changing, but what does it mean for me? Or what does it mean for my family or my relationship or my home? Bach white chestnut's another good one. It helps you to switch your mind off when you're a worry guts like me. So particularly appropriate for the Virgo side of this eclipse, overthinking, overanalyzing and mentally replaying situations. Normally when we can't control the outcome. Mustard is another good one. That's another Bach remedy. Is great for periods of unexplained emotional heaviness or gloom that seem to arrive without an obvious reason. And that's normally when something's coming up from the past that you may have thought you'd cleared, but it's the energies around you and you're like, you can't quite grasp it, you can't quite work it out. Mustard is the Bach remedy for you. If you're into your essential oils in your burner, don't put them on your skin direct. Always dilute them. I'm not an aromatherapist, but I do like burning them in my burner, my diffuser, I should say. So my first one for the eclipse, I would say, is frankincense, because it really helps us with meditation and prayer, spiritual connection, grounding, and just quiet reflection. It's a great one for winter blues as we start in the UK coming into the autumn in the next few weeks. And I always did, because I love autumn, don't get me wrong, but I know winter's coming and I'm not good in winter. So get your calcite crystal out. I thought mine was on my desk, but it's not. And take this, burn this essence, frankincense. Lavender, I think you all know, is great for calming, creating a peaceful environment, just great for sleep and meditation. Sandalwood is good for grounding and it's spiritually uplifting. It helps us to connect to our intuition and become without becoming emotionally overwhelmed. So if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, sandalwood. Clary sage is great for relaxation and emotional release. Its dreamy quality fits beautifully with the Pisces energy. And last but not least is rose. Just for gentle heart healing, for that grief, that pain, that trauma that you're letting go of, that just to bring in that emotional softness. But use it sparingly because it's quite strong, rose. So I really hope that this has helped give you a heads up to how to work with the energy in this eclipse. If you want to do more deeper work, then come and join me in my membership. I'd love to have you. We've got a like-minded souls in there. We've got a WhatsApp group. We're all chit-chatting about all different things, not just spiritual stuff. Really supportive group, really loving group. They all pull cards for each other in there. You get a Zoom call with me every month as well. And at the moment, till the end of this month, August, you get a free reading with me. So even if you just sign up for 1 month, that's worth it, isn't it? It's £25 a month and you get a free reading with me, as well as all of the other stuff that's in the portal. So if you're interested, PM me or WhatsApp text me on 07968 292 785, and also available for readings if you want one as well. So take care and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.